Hi, everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Mike Finch. I'm one of the founding partners of Sutler Ventures. We've got an IOST ecosystem update here for you. We're going to try and do this pretty often. So want to run through some updates, keep this video real quick. As far as the ERC20 vote goes, as of now, there are a total of 61 nodes elected. So awesome job to the community electing a ton of nodes here. We have over 1.1 billion IOST voted. That comes out to about 9.2% of the total circulating supply. So over the last few weeks, we've seen that number jump up a little bit more, which is great. Almost 23 million IOST have been distributed to voters. So again, if you're not familiar with what the ERC20 vote is, essentially it's an early vote before mainnet launches on February 25th. If you go to IOST.BISS.com, you can see all sorts of different ways to vote for hundreds of different block producers. Just over 29 days left to vote. So doing the rough math, if we see things double from here, we could be sitting at almost 20% of supply with about 120 nodes elected, again, with 29 days left. So make sure to get that vote in. We're currently sitting at 9th, just over 33 million votes. Super happy about that. So thus far, all is well on the ERC20 vote front. Some other general news in IOST. The first ever ICAC or IOST core arbitration community and node meeting happened on February 2nd. We were a part of that. It was late here, but it was great to hear from people from all over the world. We had a lot of representation from China, Japan, Korea, had a handful of other US and North American based nodes in on that meeting. The ICAC will essentially be the arbitration community for IOST. We haven't gotten a ton of specific details on what their main roles will be yet, but I expect we'll hear more very soon from Jimmy and the IOST team. Essentially, they won't have any members from IOST in this ICAC community, and we expect that that will be a great addition to the IOST ecosystem. One other update before I forget on the ERC20 vote. BISS.com, which is the exchange that's hosting the vote, they've sponsored a voting incentive that allows voters to earn a multiple of the rewards that they would get, assuming you had voted for one of the top 3 voted nodes in a single 24-hour period, right? So kind of breaking it down, what this means is that each day, every 24-hour period, the votes that are voted within that period will go and be tallied on IOST.BISS.com. And the top 3 nodes that get the most votes are allocated rewards from BISS for their voters, right? So if IOST World is in first, if Sutler's in second, and if DApp Review is in third, and you voted for any one of those 3, you will get a bonus or a multiple of the rewards that you would have gotten or will get by voting for them. So more info there on the IOST blog. Just go to medium.com/IOST. But big ups to BISS.com for doing that. That was really cool, and we've seen some votes jump because of that. Tech and bounty update here. So on the tech side, from Terrence, looks like there was some development on multi-sig wallets, some proof of believability adjustments, some general bug fixing and documentation. And then, of course, more stress testing in preparation for mainnet, which is just over 2 weeks away now. So exciting stuff there. Bounty program. All prioritized bounty tasks have been claimed. This includes multi-language SDKs. So I think they have Ruby in there, Python. I think there's a couple others. A mobile wallet has been claimed. Some sort of work on smart contract development framework, hardware wallet integration, and then a Mac and PC wallet have all been claimed through the bounty program. So many thanks to the developers who are participating there. And then finally, some other news from Jimmy. So in the ICAC meeting with nodes, and then also in a recent AMA, we heard some great news from behind the scenes from Jimmy. He's anticipating 50 or more dApps to be building on IOST at some point in Q2. I think March, April was the time frame that he was looking at. The overall goal for IOST from a user standpoint is to hit 100 million users by the end of the year. So it's a lofty goal, but I think there's a good shot for that there. The Berm team will certainly be leading the way I don't know if it was the AMA or elsewhere, but essentially they're seeing some pretty unprecedented growth within the Berm team, specifically the Bermy app. If you haven't downloaded either one of the application layer projects from the Berm team, certainly do it. The first one's Berminal, which is your news app. The second one is Bermy, which is a really cool video and content platform. From what I saw briefly, it looks like they're seeing about 50% growth week over week in a lot of cases. So, those two will really drive a lot of users into the IOST ecosystem, especially because on Bermy, especially, we're seeing a ton of non-crypto users come into that app. So some really awesome mainstream adoption already from IOST technologies. But 100 million users, that's the goal. As many nodes as we can as well, obviously. So keep those votes going. Like I said, Settler's currently sitting in 9th place, just over 33 million votes. If you think we do a great job, send us your vote. Certainly keep voting in other nodes. We'd love to have over 100 by mainnet launch. As for us, we're currently working alongside IOST for some marketing and PR efforts, especially in North America. IOST is, at the top of the list when it comes to Asia and other parts of the East, but out here in the West, we're really trying to bring the word of IOST out here, where in a lot of cases people just haven't heard yet. So under the radar, we want to push it forward, working with IOST for that, and then have also been looking at some hardware wallet integration as well. So trying to get ramped up here for mainnet. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit our Telegram or our Twitter at Sutler Ventures. Always happy to help in any way we can, and always open to any opinions, any thoughts that anybody has. So thanks for the time. We'll be back next week with another update. Cheers.